Let me start by stating the obvious. I look like I'm dying of jaundice or I'm becoming a Simpson or something. Hey everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be a full face of new makeup, but I still didn't want to ruin this opportunity and I wanted to test out a bunch of new makeup products because today it is so depressing outside. I don't know if it's like fall coming up, so like fall in people's head, it's like, oh, pretty weather, it's cooling down, you know, hot chocolate, scarf. No, it's depressing as hell. So I thought, you know what, let's test out a bunch of new makeup products and hopefully I can find some new favorites, some things to cheer me up. Although clearly did not start nicely. I am testing this new foundation by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the Luminous foundation. I haven't tried this yet, so it's going to be a first impression right now. This foundation has been getting a lot of hype. The review seems to be a little mixed so far on Sephora, but I'm very excited anyway. This is their foundation. I have the shade 220N, which I don't know, looks maybe a tad bit dark for me, but it is supposed to be medium coverage, so maybe I am going to be able to get away with it. They are saying that it is water resistant, that it creates a luminous natural finish, and it is long wearing and you can even wear it without powder. Just for consistency's sake, I will, as always, not use any primer and use a little bit of loose powder, but I will be putting it to the test without it just to see. Let's do this. There's obviously a pump. That's the good thing about high-end foundations. Most of them do have a pump, so let me try. Clearly, I'm not cheating. I didn't test it yet. Okay. Let me do a little swatch so we can see how it dries. My first impression is that it looks a bit yellow. I went with something that was supposed to be neutral because I usually would call myself pretty neutral undertone, like neutral to cool. And this one was supposed to be neutral with the peach undertone, but that definitely looks yellow to me, not peach. I'll show you the picture online. I don't know if the model had very, very warm undertone, but it definitely doesn't look the same on me. Anyway, as always, I will be applying it with a sponge again for consistency, and I'll put it to test different ways again before the wrap up. Let's do this. I really feel like it's gonna be yellow. I'm hoping it's gonna like dry a little bit more neutral. They named every skin type on Sephora as being, you know, the skin type that people can use it. So I feel like sometimes Luminous can scare people that are oilier. But I do like a natural glow whenever I can get it too. You know, I feel like some foundation, straight away whenever I apply them, I feel like they sit weirdly on my skin. They don't seem to like want to stick nicely. And I'm kind of getting that vibe with this one. I've had the same experience with a few different foundations. Usually, the ones that are targeted more towards dry skin, even when I had dry skin, I felt like sometimes some of them sat weirdly, like the Neutrogena Healthy Skin, for example. I remember that one just not working for me, and I tried it again when I had dry skin, and now I'm more combination, and it just doesn't sit nicely. Some of them, over time, like after, you know, an hour or two, they sit fine, so I'm gonna hope that this is what's gonna happen with this one. However, the color is absolutely wrong. Just gonna like put it out there. I might have to go and exchange it if I like the formula, but this is a terrible match. I look like I have jaundice or something. I would say definitely medium coverage. It does seem to cover most of the redness, but it also seems, first impression, to emphasize my pores or any like even lines. I feel like it's creating the look of more lines, which is kind of weird. So let's do the other half. I also feel like it takes quite a bit because that was like 2 pumps almost, and I did like half and something of my face. I don't think the foundation likes to be applied with this, so I might have to try it with a brush. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Nope, nope, no. Wow, okay. First impression, oh shit, I just saw myself in the monitor. I am so yellow. No. My first impression is a huge no. It sits on my skin and I have like a weird dry section here, which I never dry there, so I really do not understand what's going on. Wow. No. I'm hoping that by the end of the day it's gonna look more decent, and I'm hoping that right now it might focus, but you can see that, like, look at this texture on my skin. My skin is not that textured. Again, I think in front of the camera, the window is gonna be less forgiving, but wow. It's been a while since I've really had a strong negative reaction like that to a foundation. This is just not working for me. Benefit came out with new ones. Those are the Boi-ing. Is there an English version? Why is it in French? Careless concealer. And I know they're quite well known actually for their Boi-ing in the jar type of concealer, but I've never tried this version. Actually, I haven't tried the other one either, but it's very popular, so I'm hoping that this might work for me. This is the shade 4. Let me see. Yeah, that actually seems like a good match for me, or usually would be a good match for me because it seems pretty neutral to cool. It might clash with this color of foundation, but at this point, we're starting on such a good note. Why Bru-Nette, right? Okay, so let's test one eye, see how that goes. It's supposed to be full coverage, but lightweight, and that it doesn't cake or crack. So I'm assuming by that they mean like accumulate in lines or anything, which I feel like everything has been very full coverage lately, but I am hopeful that we can still find something that won't be too drying, but give us some good coverage. The color seems good. Wow. Wow. Is it my skin? Because my skin has been doing super well lately, so I'm really confused because this just looked... What? It looks like I'm peeling under my eyes. Let's try the other eye. Maybe it's a bad eye today. I don't think my under eyes have looked this bad in a really long time. This is not going well. I feel like when I do those full face first impressions, either things go really well or really wrong. And now it's like 2 out of 2 that are not working for me. So I will be putting it to the test before this video goes up, and I will let you in the comment section or on the screen or something. Remind me if I forget. If it's just today's eye or what, but I'll bring you from a window in case that you can't see, but this is looking terrible. Like, what are those like skin peeling things? What? I'm gonna be setting everything with some powder in the hope that it fixes things, or at least makes them manageable enough that I'm gonna be able to do the rest of my makeup and hopefully find new favorites, and this won't, you know, ruin everything. Guys, I look at least 10 to 20 years older under my eyes right now. Let's do cheap products. Usually they tend to be quite good. Even the bad ones are not that bad, right? So let's try something I'm excited to try. Clarins, they came out with a new bronzer. I don't know if it's their summer collection. I feel like every summer they come out with like a limited edition bronzer, and they're always absolutely stunning. And I haven't had a chance to try it this summer. So yes, please salvage this look for us. That's pretty. See, this is why I like Clarins bronzers. I feel like they're very natural. It's a matte one, and it just seems to blend nicely even on top of this foundation. And it just gives me a little color without being too intense. So that so far is a thumbs up. Again, obviously I will have to test it on a different foundation, but it succeeded despite. Blushes, I am so excited. I got a few from Colourpop, and I've been meaning to try them. They have so many, it's tough to choose one. I had tried one in a past video, and now I think it was YLO. So let's try Weirdough because it looks, again, right up my alley. I call these boring blushes, but they're definitely not boring. That seems like a kind of dark nude, which could be really pretty for the fall. Look at this. Yeah, that looks amazing. It looks pretty pigmented, and it is matte, so I'm gonna try and be somewhat careful. Which I wasn't. I'm afraid it's gonna look patchy on top again of the foundation, but that's, you know, I don't need to repeat that for every product because it's gonna be a thing. This became more of a challenge than anything. Can I do my makeup on top of this foundation or not? Yeah, it's a really pretty color. I'm sure I'm gonna get a ton of use out of this. What are your favorite colors from the Colourpop blushes? Because I definitely need to get onto that train. I feel like I got so late on that train of Colourpop, but I'm fully on it now. Next, Benefit also came out with some new highlighters, and this one is the Cookie shade. So it's a swirl of golden pearl, which again, I haven't used it. No cheating here. Oh my god, that looks very, very intense. Let me swatch this. Wow, that looks like an eyeshadow, straight up. Wow, wow, wow. Do you see this? Damn. That is straight up an eyeshadow. So let's start to apply just a little bit, even though it's gonna probably be quite a bit. It looks quite metallic, which looks great on camera. I think there are particles of shimmer too. Damn, I barely applied any and it's so intense. Yeah, if you like really intense highlighter, this is gonna be it for you for sure. The color is really pretty too. Actually, let me swatch. Here's an unblended swatch so you can really see full intensity. The color is actually perfect for my skin tone. I'm really enjoying this. It doesn't look too yellow, it doesn't look too peachy or anything. It straight up looks like a champagne shade. So if you're looking for a very intense metallic with a bit of sparkle highlighter, this is intense. Okay, for brows, I have two products that I haven't tried yet. This is the Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Pencil in the brown. There you go. So I haven't tried these. I've been very, very boring with my brow products. I feel like I tend to just use the same ones over and over again. So this is what it looks like. The color seems good. Definitely seems to be quite precise. I really like the tiny ones like these. And it does come with a spoolie, which is always better. What are you the most excited about for fall? Because I like that period where you're just like playing fall. You know, it's starting to get cooler and it's fun and everything. But it also means that winter is coming, which I'm never ready for. But I definitely am excited for all the warm teas and like, you know, staying in bed with a blanket, with a good book or something, with a candle. I'm excited for that, that's for sure. You know, I actually really like this. It is a bit darker than what I've been using, so I feel like I will have to use a lighter hand than what I just did. Although during the fall you can kind of get away with darker brows, I feel like. But I think it's very smooth, it's very pigmented, it's not too thick. I really appreciate how tiny it is, and the color is really good too. I am giving this one a thumbs up for sure. Again, I'll put it to the test longer, but I need to be more adventurous with my brow products because again, I keep using the same ones and I am missing out. That is good. So now the Wet n Wild Brow Ultimate Brow Mascara, and I have the shade Nothing But Brunette. I feel like that name, I feel like I've heard that before. Did I use this before? I don't remember because once again, I've been very boring with my brow gels, but it looks a bit lighter, so maybe can lighten things up a little bit. Doesn't really make it much lighter. I find it a bit big. I just made a little bit of a boo-boo, made a mess, but I mean, there it's gone. I'm gonna have to be careful. Brow gel is mostly brow gel, right? Now, the part I have been waiting for, Colourpop, their eyeshadow palettes. It's definitely not a new one, but it is a new one to me. This is Give It To Me Straight, which is one of their best sellers. I'm sure quite a few of you are familiar with it, but I haven't tried many products again by Colourpop, so I'm excited to put this one to the top because the reviews are very, very positive. I don't know why I keep like, je déballe. I'm gonna put Matter of Fact everywhere just to use it as a base color. And then I'm gonna use Downright in my crease. You know, I'm really trying to ignore the fact that I look like a Simpson, but it's getting a bit hard when you do those close-ups and I can see the monitor and I'm like, yep, not my shade. You know, I really understand the hype for the Colourpop products, especially their eyeshadows and like lip products and like cheek products, which I feel like I've named half the stuff you can put on your face, but they're like very smooth and pigmented, yet they blend seamlessly. Even the mattes, which I feel like is definitely where a lot of brands, especially drugstore, will struggle because they will end up being kind of patchy, especially the deeper shades, which we're gonna test, but this shade is great. Definitely looks a bit more pink on me than it does in the pan, but it is to be expected. With neutrals, your skin tone and undertone will change everything. And I mean, it's kind of hard to judge what it's going to look like on me normally, but if you have a warm undertone, it definitely looks a bit on the pink side, which is going to work. We're going to go with like a burgundy fall-ish look, so a bit of pink is okay. Wow, it really looks pink on me right now. That is interesting. I feel like I'm used to like everything looking kind of orange on my skin tone, that it's really weird to see the opposite of the spectrum, but Is that what it is if you have a warm undertone? Do you have that issue? A lot of neutral shades tend to look kind of pink on you. Because like I said, me's always orange. Like neutral brown, I'm like, nope, it's orange on me. I think I'm gonna do kind of half cut crease and like use, there's something else I want to use to like do the cut crease. So I'm gonna go with the burgundy shade. We're gonna go with TMI. I'm just gonna apply a little bit of downright in the outer V to try and make the other shade easier to blend on top. So a little bit of TMI mixed with downright, and we're gonna slowly build up that color. I don't know how easy it is to blend. And the last thing we need right now is more patchiness. I shouldn't have put the concealer on my eyelids. They're also looking dry right now. I'm gonna point out though, considering how dry my skin is with the products, this is blending very evenly. So considering the bad condition, it's doing good. Which I might have over blended it to try and compensate. But I guess we're just gonna go with the dark look. We're gonna see if I can use it as a cut crease thingy, but I don't know. I'm gonna mix straight up, and actually let me add a little bit of upfront in there too to make it a bit lighter. And I'm gonna go back with TMI to just blend everything out together. I may come to regret this, but I think I'm gonna apply a little bit of this. This is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit Liquid Eyeshadow in the color Shells and Whistle. I think I'm gonna put it at the limit in between the two of them. I kind of want to try it, but I'm hoping it's not gonna dry very slowly, so it's not gonna go everywhere, but you know, it's worth the risk. At this point, we have nothing to lose. Let me just swatch on my... Oh, this is really pretty. Look at this. I can totally try and use this to do a line, right? It might not stand out because it's kind of close to the other shade, but let's try it anyway. Yeah, we can't tell. You can barely tell that it's there, but you know what? I know it's there. That's what matters. I guess it lets me kind of clean it up a little bit. I'm not hating this. I feel like it dries pretty fast. You can tell, like, I did a pretty thick swatch and I already can feel that it's drying. So this could be good as an eyeshadow. I'll definitely be playing with the other shades. They have a green, I don't remember the name, that looks amazing. So I will be putting it to the test, but yeah, colors I chose are way too close to each other. So we're gonna move on to eyeliner because I'm always willing to try more eyeliners, and this one is from Givenchy, and this is the liner Disturbia in Black Disturbia, and it is bright red. It's a felt tip. It looks pretty big, pretty long. Let's see. Okay, it looks okay. At first I thought it looked a bit gray. I think it's been sitting down a little too long. So let's attempt this. I'm realizing I didn't apply anything on the bottom lashes, which, give me a second. Okay, attempt number 2, let's do this. It's actually very soft. I'm surprised because it's kind of hard for an eyeliner to go on back on top of something very metallic, but it's okay. It's very smooth and very easy to use. That's my first impression. I feel like it could be a tad bit more black, but I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt that it's been sitting for too long, because it's doing better on my eye than it did on my hand. First impression, good. I have been dying to try this mascara. This is the Too Faced Damn Girl Mascara. I've been getting a lot of question on it, and I will be including it in a future, you know, best worst that I usually do with close-up without anything else on my eyes. But, you know, just first impression to give you a little bit of an idea. Damn girl, this is a humongous brush. This is like so big, and once again it is an hourglass shape like Der Better Than Sex mascara, and it seems to be plastic bristles, so that's interesting. Let's attempt this. I'll do one eye and show you. First impression, the formula really grips my lashes and coats them very nicely, gives the illusion of more lashes and some volume. However, I don't feel like it gives me any length, like any. I feel like it doesn't take that much for my lashes to look kind of long, but so this is what it looks like from front. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there could be more length there, but it's not a bad look. I'm gonna have to see if it flakes or smudged throughout the day though. I tried to apply a bit more on this one just to see if it starts becoming clumpy, and it's not bad at all. Hopefully again you can see. Some nice volume, but again, no length. So if length is not one of your priority, or you don't mind mixing and matching your mascaras, which I definitely do, this is not a bad mascara. L'Oreal has these gorgeous liquid lipsticks. Those are the, there's no name on it, so I will have to just say liquid lipstick. I'll list everything as usual in the description box, but I have two shades. I have I Radiate and I Choose. I think I Choose will work better with this makeup, but let me just swatch them on my hand anyway so you can see. Ooh, nice. That looks fancy. I like that. Ooh. Yeah, that color. Sublime. This is going to be a fall shade for me for sure. And this one, oh my god. When first applied, it actually reminds me a little bit of the Lancome Juicy Shake. At least this one. I feel like it wasn't fully opaque at first. Ooh, they seem to dry fast too. So let's apply this one. They kind of want to smell like sugary, but not really. I think it smells like liquid lipstick. Yeah, the formula really reminds me of the Juicy Shaker thingy because, I mean, L'Oreal is the same brand as Lancome, so I would assume so. Like, when I first apply it, it feels like it won't be fully opaque, but it kind of makes your lips like my color but better type of thing. But it is fully opaque. It's such a thin layer and it doesn't feel drying so far. Obviously, I will wear it all day long to see, but it feels like it won't be drying. So I'm definitely not crazy. I definitely can notice that it dries peachier, so a bit less yellow. Still not the perfect match for me, but definitely less terrifying than at first. So just keep that in mind. It definitely becomes a bit more wearable. By the way, I was trying to remove the makeup from my hand. Oh, I feel like, okay, real talk. Sometimes designer brands, I feel like, are not that amazing, but people get them for the prestige and, you know, like, but this is actually waterproof. Like, I have to really scrub to get it out, so good job, Givenchy. I'm impressed. Okay, so I am now in front of the window. I feel like from this distance, it looks fine. I feel like the powder helped a little bit. However, there's only so much that can be done to salvage this. Again, fingers crossed that throughout the day, things will improve a little bit. But I'm not very positive about this whole thing. I don't think it's gonna get that much better. Let's start with the chin. Yeah, this is not looking great. I feel like this is the look my chin might have like during the middle of winter if things are very, very terrible. Yeah, not great. My nose is not great either. It's not terrible, but again, my skin had been doing so well that I'm kind of just shocked by the way this foundation is looking. And like, this is what I mean, but I feel like it looks almost like my cheeks are like lined with like, I just feel like so textured, so much more than it usually is. Between my brows is okay. And like the rest of my forehead, look how I don't have lines like this, but it's just like so bad. So I wanted to show you my under eyes. Are you ready? What the hell is this? Do you see all those like little dead skin thingy? I never get that. Like, ever. Yeah, at this point, I don't know what else to say. Again, from this distance, sure, it looks kind of glowy, I guess, and fine, but even in real life, I'm pretty sure people would comment about it. So, I will see you at the end of the day, or before if things go very badly very quickly, but I don't know, not very hopeful here. I spent over 9 hours looking like a Simpson. It is time for me to wash that off. I wanted to update you on how the foundation wore, do close-ups and everything. I am so over it. Every time I see myself in the mirror, I'm like, what is going on, woman? I started filming this video way later than usual, so right now it is very, very late and I am very ready to go to bed. However, you can see it is very, very shiny. Usually going to be the case if I wear foundation for more than like 6-7 hours. That's usually where normally I would touch up my makeup, repowder. But for these wear tests, I don't do that. Ooh, I have lipstick. So the texture that I had on my skin is still definitely there. It didn't get worse, which there's that. On my nose, same thing. It is still kind of separating and kind of crusty a little. My skin looks dehydrated. My forehead, it didn't do what I thought it was going to do. I expected the foundation to start separating and moving around and just finding dry patches to like just get attached to. I think my main issue is that everywhere that I accidentally touched it, it just came off. So if you're not going to repowder and you have oilier skin, it's going to be a rough foundation to pull off. Because like, I swear, I would use my finger. Let me just show you. Because I've been avoiding anything touching. Do you see this? Like there's literally a white spot in my forehead right now. The foundation literally came off. So I would feel like if you were to give someone a hug and they have a white shirt, you know where this is going. I don't think this foundation would work if you have oilier skin. So overall for me, this is a going to pass. I feel like for the price, I can find something that will work better for me. I don't really see this working for someone with combination or oily skin, and even dry skin. I feel like it just really emphasizes any texture. So if your skin is on the normal to drier side but you don't have dry patches and you are looking for a medium coverage luminous foundation, it might be worth a shot. For me, it's going to be a pass because first off, the color range, I am struggling to see what shade is going to be mine. I would have to go in store and compare because this one seemed online to be kind of neutral and clearly not exactly my kind of neutral, clearly. And the way it wears on my skin is pretty terrible, honestly. I would be curious to hear how you feel about this foundation. Do you love it? What type of skin do you have? Because I want to know if it works for anyone. And now I'm going to have to go on Sephora website and read other people's review because it's been a while since I've disliked a foundation this much. Like it could have been worse because like I said, it didn't start moving around, but holy transfer. I don't know if you're going to see from this distance, but there's definitely some little particle of mascara that has been falling all over my face, and I've caught myself doing this, so I probably removed some, and my under eyes are not looking better with time, sadly. I feel like especially on this side, you might be able to tell. Unfortunate for me. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss any future videos, and I will be putting some on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. This needs to come off my face, like now.